The dev notes. Yeah. All right. We are here in Epic 7 where they are dropping some balance changes. Some people done went and made complaints like, hey man, I'm not good enough. You guys know that the Earth Heroes, if you guys watch a lot of my Epic 7 videos, the Earth Hero buff committee has been going rampant. They've been looking for Earth Heroes, but this time it seems as though the Moonlight coalition has made has been like, yo man, we need to talk. What's going on? We're not doing too good out here. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to go over this stuff because I realized that it's actually a thing right now, and it says that this is coming at 6/11, so this is not coming anytime soon. So it's good to talk about it right now, and they might make some decent changes. If you ever notice, they put it in like every other patch note and it gets really annoying, but let's see their initial thoughts and see what they might change on this, because I kind of do like to go over this to see, in my opinion, if something became strong, weaker, all that other stuff. I've seen the first two because I watched Mango's video, but yeah, that's the only reason why I'm doing it, because I'm like, that's what this is starting off with. Might have to look at the rest of them. So first off, is starting off with Ambitious Tywin, ML Tywin in the building. Has a 75% chance, as you guys know before, to dispel one debuff from allies when an ally is debuffed. After the caster's attack, can only reactivate one turn. Now, the crazy part is that even I didn't know that he actually had to be debuffed himself, which kind of screwed you over if that was the case, that you would actually have to run ER, or like not run that much ER on him and hope that he would cleanse, you know, the one debuff from everybody. But the issue with that would probably be is that, what if you get hit with 2 debuffs and then you have to wait for his turn? So he needed speed, but he also was an HP based character when he's supposed to just sit there and be fat. And that was kind of his thing. So now, if it doesn't matter if it's him or an ally, now you still would want to have him very fast, right? So he gets turns. But there are a couple artifacts that can help him get those turns. There are 2 specific knight artifacts. That one is the Hillig Lance that you guys are familiar with, and I think the other one is the Steadfast Guardian. One that's based on, you know, single target stuff, and the other one's based on AoE that can give him combat readiness, and I think that that's a really good thing for him. Let's see, and then it's the Flash. So now you could see that they're actually adding a stun. AoE 80% stun. I think that that's nuts. You never underestimate that. That is very, very, very strong. It's a 1-turn stun, and they're also putting decreased speed on top of that. Now you don't have any combat readiness pushes on there. They are taking the unhealable. Unhealable is okay, but the problem is that not everyone's looking to heal themselves. Certain characters that's really nice, like if you can get martial artist Ken and you make him unhealable, even if he might cyber blast one of your characters out to oblivion, at least he's still low health and then you can finish him off. But other characters like Revive completely negates unhealable because they just come back and they pretty much heal themselves. So, you know, it's not that big of a debuff. It's okay against certain boss types and things of that nature, but also most people won't care about that whatsoever. So this is a great change. Decreased speed is one of the strongest debuffs in the game because it just, your turn takes forever to come, and if other characters are fast, that character might get lapped, and even worse, that might get, you know, another stun, another strong debuff or something like that. So yeah, I'm a big fan of his change here. Makes him way more viable. I'm not gonna read their, you know, explanation because I honestly don't care. Charlotte is in the building and she is getting changed to attack that always critical hits. That is, woo! Now, what's crazy here? Let's read it. I want to read everything because it's very important. Is that attacks with dual swords with a 35% chance to decrease the attack when the caster is buffed. Dual swords becomes an attack that targets all enemies when used on the caster's turn. This changed attack, so that's what I need to know. So only when you are doing the AoE portion of it, only at that point will it be a critical hit. So if you're not buffed, then you won't get this beautiful nonsense that it's giving you. And the caster's combat readiness is increased by 20% after attacking. This attack does not trigger a dual attack. So okay, I was like, oh man, you could put her on counter. You know me, I'm always looking for that. That is, if anyone knows me, they know I'm always looking for counter. I'm always looking for the ability to put counter on a character and it be viable, because it's just funny. That's why I think, and I feel like other people align with that sentiment, because a lot of people like Seaside Bologna. She's a counter character. That's all she does. That's what makes her so annoying. So it's the changed attack. So it's only when you are buffed on your turn and you will have a auto crit move, which is the same thing as her ultimate, which is an auto crit move. Now you could just go crit damage out the wazoo, which people I feel were doing anyway, but now if it's on your own attack and it's all you have to do is be buffed, it's pretty easy to do that. I think her second, her S2, which they're not changing how her S2 works, I think gave her an attack buff as well. So she's looked like she's gonna be pretty set. Is that gonna change her or bring her into the frame more? Probably not. I feel like a lot of these characters, even as cool as they are, like this one, 35 to 50%, you still need to invest molas into this type of character. And I think a lot of people didn't like the damage that this was doing. So as you can see, 75% chance to make them unhealable. They actually just took the effect chance of that off. So now it, activation chance, our brand new word here on the channel. Activation chance, and then there's the effect chance. So there is no activation chance. It will always go through, and then it goes to the ER check. So yeah, she's up. That just makes her better, you know. Same thing here. Oh, that's the same thing. But yeah, so they just made her better, more consistent. If people have her invested into them and didn't jettison her into ML Charlotte, then you know, I guess that's cool. But it's a little far too late. They should have did this before releasing ML Charlotte to give people like an actual, oh no, you know what, my Charlotte's not that bad. So yeah, people probably just recalled. Next up is Destina. We have her, her combat readiness is going up by 50%. Which is awesome. Would be nice to even see more. But which is crazy here is now if you have Magahara's Tome, that would be 80% combat readiness to herself if she was to do that, which is pretty nutso. Also, giving someone 50% is usually a free turn. Yes, depending, you have to be a little bit more mindful. It's not 100%, so you have to be mindful of the position of your ally. But 50% is pretty good. And as we can see here, they're also changing her exclusive equipment on the, what is this, the S2, has a 30% chance to reset the skill cooldown of regen. Before it was to increase it, because, oh, that would have gave the target 70%, which I guess they thought that would be too strong, which would have brought it, I don't know, would have made it fine to me. That would have been, because it's exclusive equipment, so not everyone's S2 on Destina would have gave 70, you would have had a switch. But this one has a 30% chance to reset the cooldown of regen when using it itself. So it gives a little RNG element to it because you can pretty much S2 and then S2 yourself, right? And like I said, you can go with that, go with the Magahara's Tome, give yourself 80 and then do it again, you know, or use it for yourself, hope you get the proc on the exclusive equipment and then actually give a proper one to someone else that actually needs it. Or, you know, even still, Magahara's turn, you get 30, you give someone else 50, still pretty good. I think this just allows Destina to just be a little bit more consistent, because I honestly did feel that her other one, the best option was the S1 exclusive equipment, where she removed the debuff on her S1, which is nice. This actually is pretty strong because she can just keep using it, especially it makes her very good at just sustaining herself if she really needs to, like that. Little bit. I read through this one. I remember it was so they took this option, same thing here, like here they took the 20% and just added it to it and then gave you something different here. This one, they're taking the hit chance and increase hit chance by 20 and just adding it to the skill and then giving it something different, which is increased damage dealt, which is pretty cool. So it allows you to not even need this exclusive equipment, and then you can actually look at the other ones, which I don't know offhand what they are, but if you also wanted just to do a little bit more damage, just to, if your gear is not like super in line, this is a good option, you know, just to make sure you get that extinction. That's her whole point of even existing. Moonlight Sudden. I mean, I've heard so much negative things about this character. Damage suffered in one attack does not exceed 51% of the max HP. Pretty much you can't be one shot when the character's health is 70% low. She just got combat readiness. Yeah, increased the combat readiness by 15, going up to 30% when the caster's health is 70% and an enemy turn ends. So now they're changing it to dispel all debuffs on the caster and grant stealth for one turn, then give them combat readiness. Can only be activated once per turn. I think what the change like this is to take away something like restrict. I think that's, you know, something that would harm the character is a restrict. Obviously all the other debuffs, decrease speed would suck, and you know, attack break, all this other stuff. The fact that that happens, it only activates once per turn, right? So interesting. Moonlight Shadow, this is her other skill. I wonder if they say if it's gonna do, like, if they're gonna just add more damage, because I think that was the main issue. I think that her theory was correct, but her damage just didn't back it up. Attacks on enemies with 85% chance to make them unbuffable. 2 turns, and inflicts silence. The silence doesn't still look like it has an activation chance, which is good. Damage dealt increases proportional to the amount of the caster's lost health. Now you can actually get it on 3-turn cooldown. Interesting. That's a really strong buff. Being able to spam a S3 or something like that, and it's an AoE S3 at that. So I mean, if the damage is not there, I mean, I guess all this what they've said still doesn't matter if it doesn't actually kill or do significant amount of damage that gonna cause like actual havoc, but it should do decent damage. And then of course on top of that, the silence, so they can't actually use any skills. But the problem with that is that, are you going to really run effect resistance on sorry, not effect resistance, but effectiveness on this character? I think that would be the issue. Are you going to actually run all that? Because there's other stuff you need to be running, and then you also have to run effectiveness to get the silence to go through, or the unable to buff. Those are 2 strong buffs too, unable to buff and silence, kind of contradicting each other. Because I mean, some passives are buff, but usually there's a skill that you need, so it's like the silence is kind of the only thing you need. But I don't know, I guess we'll have to see if that works. Let me skim through this to see if they actually have and just gonna do more damage. Nope, it seems like they just wanted her to be a more annoying character, unfortunately. All right, so Crescent Moon Rin, as you guys know, I'm a big subscriber to ML Rin, and so this is her S2, the skill that pretty much put her on the map. Inflict stun for 2 turns before stealing 2 buffs and granting their effects to all allies. If the enemy is not buffed, cooldown of the skill is reduced by 1 turn. So the reason why they're doing that is so you can, because look, it says inflict stun before stealing. So you stun, so if they have an immunity buff, if I'm reading this correctly, I sometimes I feel like I'm a dum-da-dum, is that if they have immunity buff, the stun will not land, and then you will steal the immunity buff afterwards. So that's kind of like, I feel like that's what they're trying to do. But if you were to use this and it's a low turn stun. Because I remember I used to say like you don't really need to use Molagoras on her, but this is pretty good. It's a pretty good change. Adding stuns to a lot of stuff is strong, especially stuns with no activation chance are very, very strong. And she does have to run effectiveness herself, so you better have high ER or she's gonna pretty much stun loop you. She has very high speed, and she pretty much gets like S3 into S2, so especially if you have immunity, so you definitely got to be careful. This makes her very, very strong, very, very, very strong. Shooting Star Cadis. All right, so this is the health balance thing, right? When it heals the ally with the lowest hit to the point, yeah. Well, I could have swore it didn't say heal, so you can actually get around on healable bluff, but whatever. Now it dispels all debuffs from both the caster and the target, which is pretty good. That gains it a lot of flexibility. So if you just want to cleanse debuffs on yourself on a specific target, you can just use this skill to do that, because I feel like sometimes not even just the AI, but like they wouldn't utilize the skill because you would want to wait until like one target was low on HP, but now you can just do it if you want to do it for a cleanse, which is pretty good. Oh, we got 2-for-1 deal. These are just AI improvements, so I guess I'm not gonna read that, who cares. And last but not least, it looks like they're doing a nice little thing, is that you can, for heroes, I guess only Destina and Lilibet, because the other ones were just weren't exclusive equipment. So since theirs got affected, they're allowing you to take exclusive equipment for them and then actually just be able to choose. This is super duper strong. If you did want to get go and get a couple of Destina's or Lilibet's thing, just so you can switch it, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that like the effect resistance, like the main stat, is randomized, so you can get a pretty good roll on that, and then also on top of that get a really good whatever exclusive equipment you want on it. So pretty good, just keep that in mind. All in all, I think that that's pretty good. I mean, buffs usually just try to bring like certain characters into the meta. I think some of these were definitely targeted at RTA, like as far as if you see something and then you're like, oh, Charlotte would be really, really good here. It's definitely, you know, beneficial to those that are like super ahead of the game or have these as like techs and options. A lot of people, when they RTA, at least like, you know, casual to, I guess, more serious player, is that they're pretty much just bringing in, you know, they got like 10 units built and they don't have that much flexibility. But it's nice that if you did invest into Lilibet because of XYZ reasons, you know, she's gotten a little bit better. If you do have a Destina, you can maybe use her a little bit more, things of that nature, you know. So, oh yeah, for people that were like, oh my God, ML Sodden, and then they collectively all dumped her and said she was trash. Same thing with ML Broman or whatever. You know, you got a little bit of change a little while ago. Like, I have Crescent Moon Rin. I haven't been using her because not that many characters have been using buffs that make it, you know, that I really would want to steal. But now, knowing that I have a character that has that's very fast and has a way to strip a buff and then take, like, literally strip a buff and then stun is actually really strong, especially because you always, like I said, you run her on high effectiveness and speed, and that's pretty much all she needs. And yeah, so very excited to see something like this come up. But let me know what you guys think and leave those comments below. If you like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. And just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.